The Tennessee Titans head into the AFC Divisional round of the playoffs this weekend. And this edition of Titans All Access is dedicated to having you prepared for the Ravens. Cornerback Logan Ryan will be an important factor in defending Baltimore's high-powered offense. He'll sit down for this week's Nissan Insider. Mike Keefe and Amy Wells examine the transition of the Ravens from a traditional offense to a much more varied attack. General Manager John Robinson gives us his keys to beating the Ravens. Titans Radio's Dave McGinnis goes beneath the surface to show us the type of team defense that the Titans will need more of against the Ravens. Oh, and we're going to take one more look at last Saturday's great win in Foxborough. On to Baltimore, indeed, as Titans All Access starts now.
Y'all saw me down, but them numbers finna run up. Bet I win. Bet I win. Yeah, I'm on the come up. Y'all saw me down, but them numbers finna run up. Bet I win.
And Tannehill threads the needle.
Bet I win.
Pass batted up in the air, intercepted, and returned for a touchdown, Titans! He's in trouble. He's sacked! Taken down by Wesley Woodyard. 69 yards. Derrick Henry. Touchdown! Touchdown! Tennessee will not go quietly.
Throw your hands up in the sky.
Welcome to Titans All Access with Amy Wells. I'm Mike Keefe, and we are so glad to be here.
Feels good to be here.
Because that means the Titans are moving on in the playoffs to Baltimore. But before we talk about the Ravens, can we just soak in one more time the win over the New England Patriots last Saturday night to eliminate the defending world champions from the playoffs?
Feels good, doesn't it?
Feels good to even say it.
Yeah, it really does.
It's pretty tremendous. And for all of the people who work for the Titans, who used to play for or work for New England, it feels even better. And in this week's Nissan Insider, Amy Wells got to talk with one of those folks.
I sure did. Logan Ryan, former Patriot, current Titan, had a huge play at the end of the game, and that made him this week's Nissan Insider.
Picked off at the 49-yard line by Logan Ryan. Intercepted! Logan Ryan at the 40. He's ruled down at that point. Logan Ryan, his fourth INT.
What has surprised you the most about the Titans defense this season?
I just love what we're doing on the stage. The goal line stands. They're not surprises to me, but it just shows the toughness that we have in this group. We've had multiple goal line stands this season. That last one, you didn't know how big it was until the final score. So that was great. That was huge. Rashaan Evans and everybody did a great job there. No matter how the game's going, we believe in our defense. We have a confident defense. I still think we're a defensive football team, even though we have like the MVP over there on offense. So we got a lot of pride in our defense.
Now, you mentioned Rashaan Evans, and I wanted to ask you about him. Seeing him grow up from year one to year two, what do you think is the biggest change that you've seen in him?
Just being a linebacker, being an NFL linebacker is a tough job. You have to be really smart. You have to learn. It takes years to be good at the position, and I just think he's in the process of that. I mean, the physicality, his passion, the way he's able to hit. He's a violent human being, and I'm glad that he plays football for a living. But I just think all the other stuff, the communication within the defense is something that takes years to master. And I think he's taken the steps necessary to be a really good linebacker in this league.
So his performance on that goal line stand didn't surprise you at all?
No, that's we call him Razor Blade, and that's Razor Blade for a reason.
It's not a secret that the defensive backs have been struggling with some injuries a little bit. And obviously there's a lot of depth at that position, guys that you trust to be out on the field. How does it impact the chemistry, though, and the way that you guys work when someone goes out like an Adoree Jackson or a Malcolm Butler?
Right. I think that's been something that I had to learn. You know, I played with Adoree and Malcolm for so many years in my career. They're probably the only two corners I played with, and Malcolm for obviously a lot of years in two organizations, and Adoree since I've been here. And I didn't realize the chemistry until they were gone, how that might play. But I mean, we got a lot of depth in the secondary. A lot of guys have made game-winning plays that we've talked about, Kalu's plays, and LaShawn Sims and Ty Smith punching out fumbles when he got a chance to play, and Tremaine Brock coming over here, learned the defense in a matter of days and been a starter ever since. So we got a special group on that side, and we've had some injuries, but it's great having Adoree back. That's like my brother back there, and he's able to pick up for me on things I don't even tell him about, be able to communicate. We can kind of read each other's minds in that sense. So it's great having him back. He always keeps it light and fun, obviously. But everyone stepped in and done a great job, obviously.
The Ravens describe their offense as revolutionary. What have you seen in maybe the brief study that you've done on that team?
Lamar Jackson special, and they're good at running the ball, which helps you win games normally. And it's not revolutionary, it's just option football, college option football, done really well with professional athletes. So it's revolutionary because it's working in the NFL, I guess, but we've got our work cut out for us for sure. They're the #1 team in the AFC for a reason, so we'll be big underdogs, but I think we smile when we hear that because, I mean, I think nothing's better than being an underdog. You're playing with house money.
Is that a place that you're growing to enjoy, being the underdog?
Personally, I never feel like an underdog. I have a lot of confidence in myself, but I think you can rally behind it. And when you're the 6th seed in the AFC and you had to win the last week while these teams were resting, that's what it is. But we're in the tournament, and we're here to make a run in the tournament. We're here to have fun. We're happy to be in the tournament, and we love playing in the wild card, and I think we were the better team. So I don't think the seeds matter anymore. I think it's what you do on that day. Whoever the underdog, whoever the favorite is, it doesn't matter. All that matters is what you do in the white lines, and you can make your name for yourself in the playoffs for sure. And I think we're taking advantage of that, and I think that we have a big test ahead of us, and I think we're excited.
Good interview.
Hey, thanks.
It was really good. Logan Ryan playing good football for the Titans, had a really nice year. Great to have him as our Nissan Insider. A lot more coming up on this edition of Titans All Access. The general manager, John Robinson, comes by. We've got a big preview of these Baltimore Ravens, the Titans' next opponent. Dave McGinnis, beneath the surface, looking at the Titans' goal line stand at New England, which was outstanding. But up next, one more time, sights and sounds from Foxborough and the Titans' big win. That's next on Titans All Access.
Stick around.
The Tennessee Titans won a huge football game in Foxborough, Massachusetts last Saturday night, beating the New England Patriots at their place for the first time in nearly 7 years of playoff action.
It's pretty special.
It's pretty special. And we have a special team of folks who work with us in our production staff. We wanted to show you some of their outstanding efforts to give you the inside, the sights and sounds of the game at Gillette. Watch this.
Packed house, cold temperatures here in Foxborough.
Hey, y'all boys know what it is. You done came too far. You done came too far to fold out. The best ball you got. Let's start now. The best ball you got. We don't leave nothing out there. You better leave this field drain. Hey, we finna make this stadium miles now, baby. Hey, this our opportunity. We gonna seize it, baby. Hey, we gonna make sure we run through them in face.
Don't worry about the mystique. Don't worry about what the history here has been. The Titans must stay true to the principles that have gotten them to this point in the last 10 weeks.
The playoffs are underway in Foxborough.
I can't wait to watch you guys play. I can't wait. Do your job. Do your job. Play fast and aggressive.
Everybody do their job. Everybody do their job.
The Titans will start at the 25. Henry going to get a carry on the left side to the 45. Tannehill firing, got it complete. Tajay Sharp in midfield. Henry dragging tacklers down to the 10. He's got a first down. 3rd down and 10. Blitz coming. Tannehill under pressure, fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Titans! Fertzer! The Titans pick up the blitz long enough, and Tannehill threads the needle.
Yeah, what I tell you, bro? What I tell you? You're gonna do this. Hey, Fert go crazy. Stack, get vertical and see if we can't go make a play in the backfield.
3:57 and counting in the first half. Patriots looking to build on a 10-7 lead.
Come on, see it, guys. See it.
Brady gives it to Michelle on the left side. Evans gets him again.
Yeah, that was a big win for the Titans defense at the end of that series. Huge win, making them kick that field goal.
Good job, that's the way to play. Good job on the screen.
That's how you play physical football. Toe for toe.
Let's go.
Titans with 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning.
Win the line of scrimmage. Keep doing it.
Tannehill under center, runs Henry to the right, 25-30, 35-40, and he is run out of bounds in Patriots territory. Tannehill play fake, looking, screening, Henry to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. They're calling him out at the 1.
There you go, Deuce. There you go, Deuce.
Give Henry at left guard, second effort, Henry, touchdown, Titans! Yeah! And we've got a tie bowl game with the point pending.
That's a great answer. 75-yard drive right before the half. That's exactly what the Titans needed.
Keep that going. That's a great job in the run game. Keep that going. Keep it going.
That stop at the 1-yard line on the other end, forcing a field goal, that's the difference in the ball game right now.
Keep doing it. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
Brady going to screen it to White, who's trapped and dead. Michelle gets the handoff, and he gets smacked. Brady fires right side. The pass is incomplete. And so the defense does an outstanding job.
12 minutes of good football. 12 minutes of good football. Let's see it. Finishes, man. Let's go.
Well, the pressure is on the Titans offense with 3:10 remaining.
Well, this is playoff football in the National Football League. You've got to be able to handle the pressure, produce under the pressure. Here we go.
Tannehill takes the snap, looks, fires for Ferkser. He's got it. Ferkser has got it. Inbounds outside the 25. It's a first down for the Titans. Give it to Henry on the right side. Here he goes, 30, 35, and down at the 37-yard line with a first down. He catches it. He kicks it. He gets away a line driver. It's going to bounce for a long time inside the 10 and will be down at the 1 with 15 seconds to go. It was perfect. Tom Brady from his own 1 takes the snap, looks, fires, pass batted up in the air, intercepted, and returned for a touchdown, Titans, Logan Ryan! The Tennessee Titans have come into what Mike Vrabel referred to as the Viper's Den, and they have knocked out the champions.
Going to the second round, baby. Let's go, baby.
That's the kind of special stuff you get here on Titans All Access. Titans going to need some special stuff if they're going to knock off Baltimore. They need big plays on defense, just like the sequence that captured our imagination in New England, and that was?
The goal line stand.
The goal line stand. Dave McGinnis from Titans Radio goes beneath the surface to show you how the Titans stopped the Patriots from the 1. It's next on Titans All Access.
Welcome back to Titans All Access. This is Coach Mack, game day color analyst for Titans Radio. Today we're going to go beneath the surface and look at 3 plays, 2 from the 2-yard line, 1 from the 1-yard line by the Titans defense that were monumental in the big playoff victory in Foxborough. First play we're going to look at is 1st and 2 from the 2-yard line. What you're going to watch is you're going to watch tremendous knockback up front. Watch the knockback up front by the defensive lineman. Watch the trigger by Rashaan Evans, number 54. He is keyed right through the fullback to the tailback. He reads his keys, he triggers and flies through to make a huge stop for no gain. Watch the knockback up front by the lineman. Watch Harold Landry set the edge on the right side. Tremendous, tremendous play by Rashaan Evans. Second play from the 2-yard line. They put the tight end in motion. Watch the defensive front shift their anchor points from the defensive left to the defensive right. Again, we get tremendous knockback on the right side. Again, huge play. Watch Daquan Jones come sliding across laterally on the line of scrimmage. A nice job of putting his hands down. Shock and shed by Rashaan Evans in on the tackle. Now we're 3rd and 1 at the 1. We're back to 23 personnel. You get yo-yo motion by the tight end. Brady checks this play. We're going to get another lead. Back to the weak side, to the Titans' right side. Watch the huge knockback here by Big Jeff. Big Jeff's going to get a huge knockback up front, makes the tailback bubble. As the tailback bubbles, again, we get another excellent trigger by Rashaan Evans. Watch Harold Landry set the edge on the outside to knock everything back. This was a big, big stop. They made New England kick a field goal, went a long way to this win in Foxborough.
Later on this playoff edition of Titans All Access, General Manager John Robinson joins Mike Keefe with his keys to winning at Baltimore. But up next, Mike Keefe and Amy Wells return to share what makes the Baltimore Ravens tick.
This weekend's opponent, the Baltimore Ravens, were actually in Nashville last October for a game with the Titans, and at that time, Joe Flacco was their quarterback, and they were as traditional as any offense in the NFL.
Yeah, but that all changed when Lamar Jackson took over. The Ravens won 6 of their last 7 games and the AFC North.
Head coach John Harbaugh had something, and he knew it. So he promoted Greg Roman to be Baltimore's offensive coordinator, and they set out to put together the league's most diverse attack, and they have. After a 2-2 start this season, the Ravens have won 12 games in a row, putting up amazing offensive numbers. 33 points per game, 206 rushing yards per game, 408 total yards per game. Baltimore starts their attack with Lamar Jackson's amazing ability to run the football.
We see it in doses, but not as consistently as they'll run the quarterback. And so when you run the quarterback, everybody has to defend, and there's an extra gap in there. There's an extra guy carrying the football. So you don't have to block them all. You can read one of them. They'll read the 4 technique, they'll read the 5 technique, they'll read the end or the outside linebacker. It just is a challenge to make sure that when you're playing option football, that based on what your call is, that everybody has responsibilities. And when somebody leaves that responsibility, that's where you give up big plays.
But Lamar Jackson doesn't just make big plays in the run game. Yes, he's rushed for over 1,200 yards, but Jackson has also thrown 36 touchdown passes.
Lamar Jackson is expected to be named MVP of the NFL in just a matter of days, but he's not the only good player on their roster. As a matter of fact, including Jackson, 12 Ravens have been named to the Pro Bowl, and that is a record.
Running back Mark Ingram has 2 things in common with Lamar Jackson. Both are Heisman Trophy winners, and both rushed for over 1,000 yards this season. Cornerbacks Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey are 2 of the best at their position in the NFL, and Justin Tucker has missed just 3 of 88 kicks in 2019. The 2019 Baltimore Ravens are talented, versatile, and complete. That's why they didn't lose in the final 3 months of the regular season. Of course, it's not the regular season anymore.
It is not. It's the playoffs. Tennessee at Baltimore. We'll have a preview of the game with General Manager John Robinson when Titans All Access continues after this. We welcome you back to Titans All Access, joined by General Manager John Robinson. Got to jump right in on these Baltimore Ravens. Mike Vrabel said earlier this week that NFL teams run bits and pieces of offense like what Baltimore is doing now. So what I want to know, though, is Baltimore is all in on this offense, spreading it out, running option. What is it about the Baltimore attack that makes them so difficult to defend?
Well, they've got a lot of good players, one, starting with the quarterback. And, I think the unique thing that they do is they do a lot of shifts, they do a lot of motions. It ends up being a zone scheme or a power scheme, but it's all of the window dressing at the start of the play that makes you think defensively about, what are they doing this, and you start guessing. At the end of the day, for us, it's going to come down to standing up to blocks, winning the line of scrimmage, and tackling.
Why has Lamar Jackson blossomed so much in this offense?
Well, he's got such a unique skill set. I mean, he's an excellent athlete. He's got excellent arm talent. He's reading coverages. He's had a year in the league now, so he's seeing what teams are trying to do to him. He's so slippery, so elusive, and so fast. His ability to extend plays, even though he gets in trouble, he slips out of something, somebody breaks free, and he chunks it.
It's hard for us to believe, those of us who go back to the AFC Central with Baltimore, that we're talking about offense, because we've always talked about Baltimore's defense. And Wink Martindale, their defensive coordinator, has another good unit, one of the best in the league against the run. Why have they been so good against the run this year?
Well, they've got some hosses in that front seven. It starts with Judon at outside linebacker. I think he's a Pro Bowler. He's a really explosive player. He affects a lot of plays, both against the run and the pass. Their backers, binds, he's instinctive, he's a heavy tackler, and they do a lot of blitzing, so it's going to be a tall test for us.
In the secondary, they have 2 Pro Bowlers, Marlon Humphrey and also Marcus Peters, who they obtained mid-year from the Rams. Why are those guys so effective in the secondary at the corner position?
Well, I think they're both really good at what they do. They're different style players. Marcus Peters is an extremely gifted cover guy. He's got excellent feet. He's got excellent hips. He can match and man and run with his speed is outstanding. Really good ball skills. He tracks the ball well, catches the ball well. Humphreys is a little bit bigger corner. He's a longer player. He's really disruptive at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fight you down the field, and you're going to have to really work to get open against him just from a physicality standpoint. So both of those guys are playing really, really good football.
Baltimore 14-2. They haven't lost since September the 29th, but this is the postseason. Anything can happen. How do the Titans go to Baltimore and win Saturday night?
Well, I think, on both sides of the ball, we got to control the line of scrimmage. It starts up front with those guys. We've got to do a good job defensively of standing up to their line, which is a really, really good line. We've got to win the line of scrimmage on both sides. We've got to control the football. We've got they're number 1 in time of possession, which is also means they're number 1 in scoring. They score a lot of points because they keep the ball longer than anybody. So we've got to do the opposite on offense. We've got to keep the ball, convert on third down, score in the red zone. And we got to do a really good job of tackling and just being aware of those exotics and explosive plays that are potentially there against our defense and not allow those to happen.
John, look forward to it Saturday night.
We're ready to go.
All right. John Robinson with us on Titans All Access. For John and Amy Wells, Mike Keith, thanks you for watching, and we'll see you next time.